how I wish I could just go outside. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, ma'am. I had no idea you also watched The Neighbors from your window in your spare time. I had no idea we were both in the exact same neighborhood together. It's a small world, am I right? Jeff Jeffries. Would you would you like to meet up sometime?
Sorry, I'm an agoraphobic. I can't ever go outside, but we can always talk from the window.
Oh, oh, oh! Forgive me, guys. You will not believe the snore fest I just sat through. The woman in the window. Hang on, haven't we seen that movie before? Could it be any more similar to Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window? Directed by Joe Wright and is the 2021 mystery thriller. The woman in the window tells the story of Dr. Anna Fox, played by Amy Adams, a psychiatrist who works with kids who, sadly, after tragically losing her husband and her daughter in a devastating car crash, as she has become a agoraphobic and which uh, prevents her from venturing out into the outside world or whatsoever. She gets all her groceries through online shopping and has to greet everybody who comes to her door through a security camera, and the only one she has for company is her pet cat. And in her spare time, as she watches her neighbours' windows through a camera and sees one of her neighbours, played by Julian Moore, is stabbed, and she vows to get to the bottom of this, convinced that her husband is the uh, uh, culprit, and all her neighbours are convinced she's mad and was just hallucinating, though she knows deep down, she knows what she saw, and the truth behind the mystery is something that Anna never could have saw coming in a million years. Now, the woman in the window has sadly been one of those movies that has suffered from not one but 2 years of delays, kind of like the New Mutants. It was initially supposed to be released in 2019, but due to test audiences being unsatisfied with the movie, they delayed it to 2020 to do some reshoots to change it up a little, which is always a cause for concern. But then, of course, the COVID pandemic happened, so 2020 wasn't an option to release the movie either. So at the last minute, they just uh, uh, gave up on the theatrical release entirely and just put it straight to Netflix, which goes to show that their confidence in the movie was so low, and 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 the fact that this movie was directed by Joe Wright was also worrying, as Joe Wright can be a talented filmmaker. I'm not bashing him, but yeah, his his version of Peter Pan, a Pan back in 2015, was the worst possible way to bring Peter Pan back to the big screen. But luckily, The Woman in the Window is not Joe Wright's worst movie. It's still a better movie than Pan by a clear country mile. But does that mean it's good? I'm afraid not. The Woman in the Window I'm afraid to say is the biggest disappointment of 2021 thus far. I really wish this movie didn't have reshoots just to please the test audience. I kind I kind of feel they should have just gone with the 2019 release. Then that would have benefited this movie as it would have gotten a theatrical release, which means it would have grossed even more cash than it would have just being on Netflix, and it could have gotten a better reception and could have turned out a stronger movie because I don't always trust a test audience. So I'm afraid of the messy production history really uh, uh, did this movie a disservice. But the pieces were still there for this to be a great movie. Amy Adams is, of course, absolutely awesome in the lead role of Anna Fox, and sure, her character is nearly exactly identical to Jeffries from Rear Window. The only differences being that uh, he was in a different time period, whereas Anna Fox is in a modern day 21st century setting, and Jeffries broke his leg, which was an injury that was preventing him from going outside, whereas she just has a a fear of all things outside because of a tragic event that happened to her, and I mean, yeah, you do feel the greatest sympathy for her, and just and you root for her to get her confidence back, and and you and when she watches her neighbors through the window just to kill some time. She's watching it like a TV channel, like she's turning on Netflix just to see what's going on. I mean, in fact, we can sympathize with her even more with this movie coming out during the pandemic, as that's literally what I'm sure some of us have been doing, watching our neighbours and being nosy through our windows during our spare time during lockdown. And her pet cat was my favourite character in this movie. He was her sweet little buddy through it all, and the only one who stuck with her in her home throughout the entire film. He was her biggest source of comfort, and this movie does have some nice shots and cinematography, especially the shots of the apartment, help which help the apartment feel confined and authentic at the same time, especially the shots going up and down the staircase. I mean, in fact, none of the performances from the cast here disappoint. Gary Oldman delivers, Julian Moore delivers, and even two cast members from Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier appear. Yeah, that's right. John Walker and the Falcon are in this movie. I mean, the Falcon plays Anna's husband, so the Falcon, after he uh, became Captain America, it looks like he settled down and met Anna. But yeah, it's a shame that most of the uh, supporting cast gets completely wasted. But I will get to that in a minute. What's made this movie a slog to get through for me was its pitiful pacing. It's only an hour and 40 minutes, but it feels far longer than it actually is, and it thinks that it's a smarter movie than than it is. It's a and I and it's it. I'm not calling it's a uh, direct rip-off of Rear Window, despite its plot similarities, because I know it isn't. But and Rear Window is a movie I recently saw, and I will have to review at some point, because it's just that outstanding. Uh, but as talented a filmmaker as Joe Wright can be, he's not Alfred Hitchcock, and Rear Window is the stronger movie in every way, shape, and form. It has this movie beats it to a T. I mean, Rear Window actually had a intriguing mystery that made sense, and uh, uh, but uh, the woman in the window's mystery is a jumbled mess, and the ending and the resolution to this movie is so unsatisfying. It feels like pieces of the puzzle are missing. Uh, and Julian Moore is by far the kindest of Anna's neighbours, and I wish her that in the end she was revealed to have survived a bit being stabbed. It was a cop out to reveal that her son had stabbed her, and they got a replacement wife just to cover up everything. And Gary Oldman plays a abusive prick father who goes as far as punching his son when he sees him at Anna's house. And Gary, I was convinced Gary Oldman's character was the villain, just like Anna. So I'll give the twist to this. I did not see it coming that it was Gary Oldman and Julian Moore's son who turned out to be the murderer at the end. I do like it when twists reveal it to be the last person you would have suspected. Uh, but uh, but but this just adds plot holes. How how is Gary Oldman's character okay with his son stabbing his wife, and okay with getting a fake replacement wife, and uh, uh, how do we never see or hear from Gary Oldman's character again after the scene in the movie where he tells her to stay away from his son? There is literally no resolution with some characters in this movie whatsoever, and and so yeah, I would title this movie the whimper in the window rather than the woman in the window, because it feels like it concludes on a whimper instead of a bang. And even the soundtrack is so unimpressive, that and so silent sounding that I uh, that I forgot there was even a soundtrack at all. To be honest, so yeah, with its uncanny and on the nose similarities to a Rear Window, and its messy, muddled storytelling with a mystery that feels like it has no payoff, uh, despite the pieces being there for a potentially amazing movie. The woman in the window is currently my least favorite movie of 2021. And Amy Adams, I have adored her in as Lois Lane in Man of Steel. And she's utterly adorable as Mary in the Muppets, and she was even charming as Chazelle in Enchanted. She is one of the all-time greatest actresses in the film industry today. She deserves heaps better than this.
I give The Woman in the Window 2 stars out of 5. Meh movie.
be that as it may, I just know the worst movies of 2021 are still yet to come, sadly, with that horrid trailer for Hotel Transylvania 4. Oh God, Sony, what are you doing? Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Rear Window? And what's your favourite Amy Adams movie role? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. But please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review the awesome Netflix show, The Queen's Gambit, as requested by Frozen fan. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.